Hello, Tấm Phan. Hello, Hiền Võ. I'm sorry.
Hello, everybody.
It's what's her name? Jane and Kiwi. Are they joining?
Do join with us. So, everyone, if you have a code, please change your name and have your code. Miss Ha, how are you?
Do very good now. I do exercise in the morning, so now I'm so full of energy.
Oh, what kind of exercise you do? Yoga or workout?
Just some basic exercise for my flexibility.
So, do you hear something? Just I'm so lazy to do exercise in the morning, so I used to do exercise in the evening. It's more cooler. It's cooler than the morning. So what time you wake up to do exercise?
I usually do exercise at 7 a.m. Yeah. But I do exercise in the evening too.
Okay, thank you. And Tông Phát, can you say hi to everyone? Tông Phát, I'm sorry, Tông Phát.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Tina.
Hi.
You really say hi?
Oh my God.
Okay, can you introduce more about yourself? Tông Phát.
Oh, my full name is Phạm Văn Tăng. I'm living and working in Mercedes, my hometown in Quảng Ngãi province. Yeah, I'm 24 years old and I'm working in IT field.
Wow. What kind of work in IT?
Software engineer.
Oh shit. You're where the money is, man.
I'm just graduated.
You're where the money is.
I'm curious that do you know Tony? Are you friends? Are you Tony friends? I'm fine. I'm talking to you.
Tony.
Yeah.
What? Tony, what Tony?
But just because I have a friend, his name is Tony. He have the same hometown to you and the same field that working on. So I just guess. If you don't know him, it's okay.
I really don't know Tony.
Yeah. Right. Okay. We move to Hiền Võ. Yes. Can you introduce yourself and say hi to everyone?
Hi everyone. My full name is Võ Thị Mỹ Hiền. I'm come from Tiền Giang province, and now I stay at home because coronavirus. I'm a farmer. How about you?
Nice.
Yes, Tina or me.
You.
Okay, I'm a script writer. I'm living in Ho Chi Minh City now. A script writer, a writer.
Writer.
Yeah,
Writer.
I
Yes.
write for living.
Yes.
Wow. That's cool. What kind of writing?
I'm write script,
Oh,
screenplay.
from movies and
Yeah.
stuff? That's really cool.
Hi. You what do you plant? Before you said you're a farmer. What kind of
Yes.
plants you grow?
Rice.
Rice.
Yes.
We are neighborhood. My hometown is Kingsang. I think it's near. I'm not good at
Kingsang.
geography. I'm from Kingsang. You know Kingsang?
I know.
Yeah. So, is this the first time you come to meet up?
Yes, this is the first time.
Yeah. So I hope everyone feel comfortable to have a conversation today. And yes, Jolie, you come.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
Oh, hello Tina.
Hi. Good to see you.
Yes, how are you?
I'm good. I'm happy to be here, man.
That's okay. Just today we have special guest. We waiting you for a couple days, and we we are willing to listen your story, funny story from you, and your story about your scholarship, your life, your love, and anything you can share with us on the content on the table. Everything we are waiting to you.
Okay. I actually have a PowerPoint ready because I'm a really visual person and I have a lot of photos. So I think it's best to tell my story through photos. So yeah, are we starting? Are we starting now? Okay.
Yes.
I'll share my screen
Yes.
if I can. Share screen. Okay. Okay. Can you see my screen or my presentation?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. This is so weird. I promise I'm not a narcissist. Why is it showing like this? Hold on. Are you seeing the full screen or are you seeing
It's not full. It's have a slide in the
oh,
right side.
I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. Hold on. Why is it doing that? No, what happened?
I think it's okay, Tina. We can see your slide clearly.
Hold on, I think I know where the problem is. I think it was trying to record the slide for some reason. Anyways, well, you can look at this then. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, my name is Tina. I'm glad to be here. Hold on. Okay. So I came to the US. I'm gonna tell the story. I have a whole story written. Anyways, I came to the US in 2016. I finished high school and then I applied for a scholarship at Texas Wesleyan University. is in Fort Worth, Texas, United States. Let me know whenever I speak too fast. Okay, I'm gonna speak slower, or I'm gonna speak in Vietnamese. If if you need. So, because sometimes when I get excited, I talk super fast. It was actually, I've been playing table tennis since I was 8. It's one of the sports that I've been playing for a really long time, and I played professionally in a junior team for my province. So we practiced almost every single day, ever since I was 4th grade up until high school. So it was one of my biggest passion. And so I thought it was a good thing for me to look for scholarships in that sport, because that's what I excelled at, and something I feel like will make me stand out from others. So it's not really easy to get scholarships, especially in the US, where everybody wants to go there and it's super competitive. So I felt like this was a strength that I could use to get a scholarship. So I did get accepted, which was, a dream come true for me. I got both academic and sports scholarship, which combined to 70% of my tuition, and my accommodation, housing was also paid for. So that helped me achieve my dream of coming to the US, because my family didn't have enough money to pay for school by ourselves. So this is a dream come true. I went to school for communications. This is our mascot, Ram. So it's like Ram cells. That's the thing at my school. Okay. So I was part of the table tennis team. It was awesome. We had a lot of different people on the team from China, Russia, Spain, like all kind of European countries. We won 3 national championships when I was there. It was absolutely awesome. We get to travel to different states. It was all paid for. We get to stay at fancy hotels, eating good food whenever we went on these competitions. So it was absolutely awesome. I'll never forget it. It was an amazing part of my life. Then I actually participated in a lot of different competitions. I was really lucky to be introduced to these scholarships and competition, and I won a few of them. So these are just the pictures. Yeah. So Halloween is a big thing in the United States. So every year Halloween, we have pumpkin patch. You can see right here. They have just a lot of pumpkins, and you have to pay for a ticket to come to see the pumpkins. So you have to pay a ticket to go see the pumpkins. Anyways, it's part of the tradition, and we go almost every year with my friends, solely just to take photos. I mean, there's nothing else to do there but taking photos with the pumpkins. So I did dress up one year to go to like a Halloween party. Drew my face. Christmas is a big deal in the United States. I got to spend a real American Christmas one year with my friend's family. So this was here. They had a whole Christmas tree, and they have stocks hanging. So each person in the family would have a stock with their name on it. And before Christmas, the week before Christmas, the family members will buy gifts and secretly put it in the stocks. So let's say I want to buy my friend a gift. I'm not going to give it directly to her, but I'll put it in her socks. So on Christmas Day, we can all open our socks and see what kind of stuff people have put in there for us. So I got a sock for myself too. I think it was this one. I don't know, but they were really kind. They were really kind, even though I wasn't part of the family. They treated me like one, and they bought me a sock just so I was part of it. It was pretty cool. And this was New York. So I've been to New York City 3 times. And the first time I went there was during Christmas. And it's probably one of the best times to be in New York City. Super pretty. They have this super, super big Christmas tree, and it's a tradition. They put it up every single year at Rockefeller Center. That's where it was. But yeah, so Christmas, awesome. I'm super excited for Christmas this year. but yeah. So one of the big parts too of my college was I worked for the school's TV station. So I got to come to, you know, football games, all kind of sports game, to film and edit and interview people. But that was really good. Great time, met a lot of cool people. Yeah. So New York City, it's my favorite city ever. I have been to a lot of different cities in the United States, but I would say this is my favorite city. It's super beautiful. It's the Statue of Liberty. It's super crowded all the time. I actually been 3 times. So this is the 2 of the 3 times of the photos that I took there at the same spot. This is Times Square. It's always really crowded, but it's really pretty. It's really beautiful. I loved it. There's more photos from New York. This was when I was years ago, like 3-4 years ago, and this is very recent, this last year or 2 years ago. So this is the part of the Twin Tower. If you know, on 9/11, 2001, a plane crashed into the Twin Tower in the United States and killed a lot of people. So one of them crumbled and, you know, got destroyed, but they restored one of them. So instead of 2, now they have 1 tower, and they have a whole museum under here to memorize, you know, the victims of 9/11, which is one of the biggest events in the United States history. I think it's pretty cool, and pretty sad to visit that place. Chicago was also one of my favorite cities. So they have this thing where a whole like a square is filled with glass, and you can walk out there. So if you see here, it's all glass here, so you can look down on your feet, but it's glass, so you can see the city under you, which was pretty cool. I think it's really scary. I'm scared of heights, so personally, it was really scary to walk out there, but I think that was pretty cool. I've been to Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States, where the president lives and all of that. It was pretty cool too. One of my favorite places that I've visited is the NASA space station. So in this, they have different kind of spaceships and, simulation. So they make copies of where, the astronauts live, where the astronauts do exercises, what's the bathroom in the spaceship, all of that. So you can actually see how they live and how they exercise, and all of that on a spaceship, which I thought was pretty cool. One of my #1 favorite places I've visited. I graduated.
Yeah.
Oh,
when
sorry.
you go to NASA, can you experience that by yourself, or they just let us see it? Do they let us to really experience that experiment?
No, we can't do that, but you can see they have copies of all their spaceship and all the parts inside of the spaceship. So you can't experience it, but you can see all the things, like they have exercise machines for the astronauts and all of that. I thought it was pretty cool. I didn't know all that, so yeah, it was really, I loved it. It was awesome. Anyways, I graduated in 2019. My mom came to see me, which was yay. I haven't seen my mom in 2 years, so or more since I graduated, so yay. And this is a big part of my life now. I met this guy, his name is Brandon, and this is just some of the photos, but now we live together with our dog, and he likes manseo. He loves manseo, so I make manseo for him all the time. It's one of his favorite food. And this is my dog. It's a corgi, and his name is Goose. that's just an overall introduction of my life. I don't know if you have any questions. This is not over. I'm just showing you. Anyways, I'll stop sharing my screen. Anyways, I don't know if you have any specific things you want me to talk about or share.
What are your hometown in Vietnam?
Oh, sorry. In Đà Lạt.
Like,
Đà Lạt, my hometown. Sorry, I didn't see your message. Can you speak slower? I spoke too fast. Anyways, I know there are a lot of stories to share, but I don't know if you have anything specific you want me to talk about. I can't think of anything right now.
Okay, can I have a question?
Yes.
You said that you like
Table tennis.
Table tennis, yeah. And how old was you when you the first time you know about table tennis, and that you really enjoy it and make it become a professional thing to follow?
So funny story, I didn't like it at first. So I only played it because my mom wanted me to. And my mom used to play it when she was younger. So she kind of forced me to play, even though I didn't want to. I liked tennis better, but we couldn't afford to buy tennis lessons. So my mom started teaching me in the beginning. And yeah, so I didn't really like it at first, but after years of playing, I realized that it was something I was good at. So sometimes the things that you are good at are not necessarily the things that you like, but if you're good at something, I think it's good to follow it and make use of it. So I would say now I really liked it because I've played it for, 10, 15 years now, but I didn't like it at the beginning. So I wouldn't say I chose to be passionate in this, but kind of like it chose me instead. So, but yeah, it helped me come to the US. So.
Yes, thanks for sharing. And next to the Miss pose the questions, I want to give you the next question. I think you totally satisfied with your current life, and I also feel the happiness from bottom of your heart at that moment, right? And you said you get the scholarship to the sport that was the table tennis. So why didn't you follow this sport to develop your career in American?
Wait, you said why?
I didn't follow that this major. Why don't you follow the major the sport in America?
Yeah, so so in the US, the school system, you go to school and sports. So it's both. So after college, you can either choose to go pro with sports, where you only play sports professionally, or you get a job in your major. So even in school, they always emphasize that your priority at school is your schooling, which is classes. So if you fail your classes and your GPA goes under a certain number, you can't continue playing sports. So you have to balance both. I didn't choose to continue with table tennis because it's not one of the most developed sports in the US. So we don't actually have, big enough competitions or training system for the sport to go pro. Some sports that are pro is American football, basketball, swimming, gymnastics. Those are the sports you can go pro. But for table tennis, you don't really have an opportunity to go pro here. And I never wanted sports to be my life. I'd rather have a normal job and follow my career. So
Yes, I got it.
give me a second. I'm gonna turn off my heater because it's getting cold, hot. All right, go back. I'm sweaty. Anyways, I have a list of like fun facts for the US. Maybe I can share. It's funny. So it's just some completely random facts. In the US, you can't drink alcohol until you're 21. So every time you go to buy alcohol, you have to show your ID and prove that you're over 21. So the first 3 years of college, I wasn't 21. So most of the time, people will either use fake IDs to get into clubs or buy alcohol, or use my friends' IDs. So a lot of times I borrow my friends' IDs that are older than me, because Americans can't really tell apart Asians. So they don't know, they think we all kind of look alike. So even though my friend literally looks nothing like me, I get in every single time with her ID because they think it's me anyways. So, I mean, it's pretty illegal, but you know, it's a funny story because everybody does it. I would say one of the cool things I experienced is how fair people treat you in a way. So I would say, for example, in school, when I go to the cafeteria to eat, it doesn't matter what kind of student you are. It doesn't matter your job or your seniority in the school. You have to make a line. You have to get in line and wait for your turn, which is something I think is pretty cool. Even when the president or like the principal come to eat in the cafeteria, he has to wait in line too. It's not like he can walk in and say, hey, I'm the principal. I can, you know, eat before you guys. And every single time, any professor, no matter what kind of job you have in the school, no matter you're the president, you're super old or you're super young, you have to wait in line for your turn, which is something I think is really cool because I didn't really experience that in Vietnam. Even at work too, you're treated pretty fairly between everyone. For example, if your boss is late to a meeting, he or she would call you and say, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm busy, blah, blah, blah. Because if I remember if I was in Vietnam, most of the time your boss kind of look down on you and don't really treat you the same. I don't know, it's just my experience. But here is, I started working for this company and one of the highest president had a meeting with me and she was late. And I was like, okay, she's super busy. She's late. It's whatever. I don't care. And she called me and she's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I have this. I'm so busy right now. I'm so sorry. Can we reschedule it? And I was kind of surprised because at her position, she doesn't really need to apologize to me in that way because she's super busy. I thought that was cool. I thought that's really cool. Everybody treats people with respect and fairness. Another thing that I think is funny is that I guess I live in a really safe neighborhood. So supermarkets have, you know, trees or like fruit display outside to sell. And at night, they don't even take them in. So, and nobody takes anything. They never lose anything, which I think is funny because back home, if I leave something outside, it's gone the next day, you know, it gets stolen the next day. But at the store near my house, they have flowers and plants and fruit all outside and they sell it during the day. And at night, they don't even take them in, no locks, no nothing, no fence, and nothing gets taken, which I think is funny. What else? One more thing is in neighborhoods or shopping centers, like in places where there are people walking, you don't really have to look at cars to cross. They have to stop for you. So you always have the right to cross the street without getting hit. So I think that's cool because you can literally walk across the street without looking and people will stop for you and they have to wait according to the law. Anyways, what else should I talk about?
Yes. So everybody here, can you send her any question? Yes.
Do you intend to come back to Vietnam to for working or living or starting a company or something like that, or still living and working in the rest of my life in the rest of your life in the US?
For right now, I feel like I prefer staying here because, I came here when I was 17, 18. So I guess my whole life kind of came here with me. All of my friends are here. My job is here. Family kind of, my family's back home, but that's it. Like my whole life is here now, my work experience, everything. So I feel like it would be a big shock for me to move back to Vietnam. Because as much as I think, it's my hometown, I've adapted so much to this culture now and it's been my life. So really, I feel like for now, I prefer living here. But eventually, I feel like when I get older, I prefer moving back to Vietnam because the US is the country for, I guess, people who likes to work. It's not a very ideal country to come and stay and chill and relax and enjoy your life. It's always super stressful and it's capitalism, so everything's about money. It's always money. Everybody's stressed about money all the time. So I feel like when I get older, I would love to move back. Vietnam's super awesome in that sense. Great food, great weather, great people. So yeah.
And move back and your hometown is the most of the fresh air place in Vietnam.
Yeah, that likes the best weather.
Yes.
I see that you have a really good English. So, and you say that you get the IELTS 8 point before you go to America. So I have two questions. The first is, what is your motivation to learning English? And the second, you get a really high score in IELTS, but do you have any difficulty when you really live and study in an English environment? Like, because I hear lots of people say that they think they're really good English, but when they truly live in the English environment, they really have some shock because it's totally different than what they learn in book. So yeah, that is my two questions.
What's the first question?
First
I'm
is
sorry, I forgot the
motivation.
first question already. Oh, you said what was my motivation? Okay, so I think my biggest, so I was in gifted high school for English, Trung Duy. I was in Trung Duy. So I kind of have to study English a lot because that was the major I chose. So we spend, 10 hours a week on English. I don't know, it's just a lot of English. So I kind of have to in a way, but I would say my biggest motivation was I wanted to come to the US really bad. I wanted to get a scholarship. So I thought that was the one thing I thought about every single day that I woke up. I was like, okay, this is how I'm gonna get the scholarship. I'm gonna have to get the highest IELTS as I can. And to get there, I have to study. So I thought that was my motivation. It's probably not the same for everyone, but that's my sole motivation. I was like, okay, I have to somehow get the scholarship, and I can't get a high scholarship if my IELTS sucks. So I had to. Difficulty, yes. So I thought my English was really good too. I mean, I wouldn't say I had too much difficulty, but when I first go to school, obviously there are things that, the professors say that I can't hear. Like, no matter how much you think your listening is good, when you come to, an English environment, everything seems really fast in the beginning. So it always seemed like everyone talks super fast and they use words that you don't understand. So obviously the first, I would say, month or two, I always recorded the lectures on my phone just so you know, when I go home, if there's anything that I don't understand, I can listen to it again. But most of the time, the professors speak pretty fast, especially in subjects like math or science, the stuff that are more technical words that you don't know yet, especially in math. All the math was pretty easy, but all the words I didn't know. So some of it, it's like, I know how to do this, but I just don't understand what they're asking or something like that. So it was a lot of learning. I've learned so much, you know, vocabulary. And in addition to that, there's slang. There are words that are not in books. There are words that, you know, people my age or your age use. Giống kiểu tin code. And then tin code Vietnamese already hard. And then there's English teen code. And you're just like, what is everyone saying? But yeah, it was a lot of learning. And sometimes I ask the professor to, hey, like, can you explain this word because I didn't hear it? Or yeah, so I would say it's no matter how good your English is, when you come, you will take some adjusting and some learning to get used to it. But once you got used to it, it's easy. It just becomes your second nature. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So, before, do you have any question? You so quiet today.
Yes, Tina, your situation at the same. I'm a student in high school. I'm a student in high school, and my major is in English. But after graduating, lost my knowledge by English, and I can't apply. I can't use English for my communication, and I'm very disappointed about that. So I try my best to read and practice every day. I don't know why. I feel I'm waste all my time to study English, but why I can't use for my communication. I'm very pity about that. And the youth, the generation in Vietnam here, I think a lot of people afraid of the feeling they face to face with the partner, the native speaker, when they want to talk something, and they afraid they lost their confidence when they face to face with the partner, especially with the native speaker. For me, I'm just my confidence again after a few months, but I feel this is easy. So can you tell us, do you think the environment is the most important for us to practice English? And can you tell us the best way to approach to approach with the English, how to use English in our life more significant?
I would say, I think you're right. I think environment has a lot to do with it, because when I was in high school, I was surrounded by very talented friends. They are very good in English, and all of them have really good speaking, super crazy vocabulary. They know words that I've never heard of. So crazy. So I think that really helped me practice, because most of the time we talk in English, which is, I think people think that's weird, but it's not. In high school, like if I met my friends, I talked in English, and when we text in English most of the time. It became like a nature for us. So I think that's very important, that you try to incorporate English into your everyday life. Maybe you have one or two close friends that wants to practice every day. You try to talk to them. Just even when you feel uncomfortable, you're telling a story, you don't know how to tell it in English, try, because I think it's important that you make it a habit and make it a kind of reflex, a kind of second nature. Because I think that's how I practice English. That's how my English improved a lot, because I was surrounded by really talented friends in English. what was the second question? I would say when it comes to native speakers, most of them are understanding that you're not a native speaker. So they won't pay too much attention to your pronunciation or your mistakes. I'm saying that from personal experience, even when I'm listening to, I try to practice with someone with English and they're like, oh my God, my English is so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm like, no, I think your English is pretty good. So I feel like you just need to understand that they won't pay too much attention to your English and try to criticize you and try to point out flaws in that. So you should be super confident and try to talk as much as you can. I used to approach a lot of, people on the street when I was in high school, when I lived in Vietnam. If I see like some travelers like just walking around, I'll be like, hi, how are you? Like just randomly. I know it was, they were probably felt like I was weird, but I'm like, hey, I want to practice my English. So I used to do that a lot. When I see people lost, I try to ask them, hey, do you need help with direction? Stuff like that. So if you are going to speak with native speakers, either at work or at school or anything, I don't think they will, feel any way to try to judge you. So don't feel like you're being judged. Just try your best to practice. Because it's English. I feel like people make English is such a big thing. It's like something that measures your intelligence. Like, oh, you're good at English, you're better than everyone else, which is not true because English is just a language. You know Vietnamese, so you were born with Vietnamese, so you're trying to learn English. It's already a very great thing that you speak 2 languages. So don't feel, insecure. I think that's cool. I'm proud of that for myself. I'm like, look, if someone want to make fun of my English, I'm like, at least I speak Vietnamese too. You only speak English. I'm better than you in that sense. But yeah, nobody's ever said anything, but I'm just saying if.
And I see you are all the beautiful accent, the beautiful voice, and I suppose that in the past you have practice more every day. And do you know the accent is depends on our on us. How can I do? How can I do? Nó thuộc về chất giọng ấy. Ý là muốn hỏi là nó cái accent của mình nó thuộc về chất giọng hay có luyện tập được không? Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I would say, because I never had any difficulty with pronunciation or accent, so I would say you're right. Maybe part of it is innate. Is that the word? Natural, when you're naturally born with a voice. Maybe that's part of it, but I feel like it can be improved. I think part of it was I used to listen to a lot of English music and I watch a lot of movies. I think starting in 5th grade, I started watching movies in English, and that's all I would watch. I would watch so much Disney Channel, all kind of movies. So I feel like that helped me register in my head the way I pronounce things and my accents, because I listened to it too much. So yeah, I don't know what advice I can have for improving your accent, because I personally never had a problem with it. So I don't think I'm the best to give advice.
It depends on every private point of view, and it depends on how the time they practice, and it depends on their effort every day by day, gradually. I think that. And the last question I want to give to you is the accent in Vietnamese and the accent in American. When you speak with us now, it's the long distance difference or not? The accent in Vietnam and the accent in American. What is different? Why I ask you this question? Because well, we have a lot of time to speak Vietnamese. So if we want to improve and upgrade our knowledge in English, we have to know the technique in English. So that's why I send this question to you.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite get the question. Can you say that again?
I mean the accent in English is too different with the in Vietnamese or not.
I don't know how to describe because it comes really natural to me right now. It's just the way I speak now. I don't really have to think about how I speak. It just comes out like this. So I don't know how to describe.
Yes, and I think the more important we give our emotion in our dialogue, in our conversation. We can express our idea with for the listener. I think that's the main idea.
Yeah.
What silence?
Well, trying to think of a good story to tell.
Everybody available here. Can you give her any questions about her love? About her love, that's
Hello, Tina. I'm admin in in the single in the world group. I'm admin. I'm yeah, and we know in the group single, you say about you want to share about dollar. So now you can share about that more.
Oh, about American guys.
Yes.
Okay. So the other day, Wei asked me whether American guys cheat, which I think is so funny because I feel like it's the same people everywhere. Every single country, every single place in the world, there's this people and there's that people. So I know a lot of girls look up to, oh my God, like American guys and like European guys, like Westerners. But in a sense, there's bad guys everywhere. So if they want to cheat, they want to cheat. It doesn't matter if they're American or Vietnamese.
Yes.
There are cheaters, Americans. I would say I have never dated a Vietnamese guy, so I can't give you a good comparison of both. But I would say for my current boyfriend, he's super fair when it comes to housework and stuff. So he does a lot of housework for me. I never really have to clean. He cleans almost every day and he's obsessed with cleaning, but he cleans every single day. He does laundry. He helps me cook. He does a lot of stuff for me. And then if we go to get groceries or anything, I never really have to carry anything. He almost always carries stuff for me. But not everyone is like that. I would say a lot of guys my age or our age, they're not ready for relationships. They want to have fun. So it's really hard to find someone who will be serious with you or who wants to be in a serious relationship and commit. So throughout college, I met a lot of guys. I talked to a lot of guys, but most of them were just uncertain about what they want, because they're like, okay, I like you, but then I like her too, and then I like my sports better. I don't have time for all that kind of thing. So Um, I would say there is, however, cultural difference. There are gonna be main foundation, fundamental differences that will never change. That you would just have to be willing to compromise, because American culture, I think one of the main things is that they don't really value families as much as Vietnam. So for me, I would say, oh, my family's one of the most important thing for me, you know, my parents, my friends, and all of that. But here it's more like themselves. So the individualism is really big here. So it's more like I care about myself. So I feel like that's one of the biggest differences, is that I always think about other people. I always think, okay, how does she feel about this? How does he feel about it? What should I do to make them better? What should I do to make, you know, everyone else better? But for Americans, it's like, what should I do to make me better? So a lot of times they're really selfish, which can be very disappointing. But yeah, we try to compromise. I try to get over, you know, some of the differences. But yeah, once you want to be with American, European, whatever, from another country, it's not the same culture. There's gonna be very, very big differences. No matter how much you try to compromise, no matter how much you want to fit into their culture, is there going to be differences. But you know, it's working, so I'm not complaining.
And does he your first love? Does he your first love? And can you tell us what is the special occasion you met him?
Oh yes. So I wouldn't say he's my first love. He's my first serious boyfriend, super serious. We've been together for 2.5 years, which is the longest I've ever had with any guy. Like most of the guys in college, it's like 2 months, 3 months, and gone. But I met him on Twitter. It's I don't know if you guys use it. It's a social media. It's a platform, and I posted a video of myself being drunk and dancing. It was pretty stupid. But he saw it somehow, and then he messaged me, and we started talking. That's how we met. But yeah, crazy, right? I'm like, wow, I have a boyfriend now. Because throughout college, I always was so sad that I never had a boyfriend, because all of my friends had boyfriends. And I'm just like, what's wrong with me? Like,
It's
what's
normal.
wrong with me? I
Me
know. Like, I'm
too.
like, what's wrong with me? But then I met him, and I'm like, maybe the reason I never had a boyfriend before is because God or whoever is up there wants me to wait for this guy. So if you're rushing, don't rush. You find someone. Don't worry.
And I think you have a lot of dating time, right? And you have a lot of dating time with this American guy. And do you think this is a serious matter if you thought you go to the marriage, into the marriage? And
Do you think?
How is your point of view about that, the marriage?
Oh, I think we want to be financially stable and established first, because weddings are really expensive in the US. They're crazy expensive. And one of the things too, I think in Vietnam, when you have a wedding, people will come with money gifts. So in the end, you have something to help pay for the wedding. But here, the American culture is different. They don't bring money to your wedding. They just come to your wedding just to, you know, participate, and you pay for everything. You pay for the food, you pay for, yeah, you pay for organizing, decoration, you pay for everything. They can buy you gifts. So before the wedding, you have a list. It's called a registry. So you have a list of things you need for your house. For example, you know, dryer, refrigerator, whatever. So you have a list of things that you can put out there, and then whoever wants to will buy you those gifts in the list that you need for your wedding, but they don't bring you money. So it's at least $20,000 for a wedding, for a decent wedding. I think that's a crazy amount of money that I am not willing to spend anytime soon. But yeah, I feel like here they don't really stress marriage that much. Most people, a lot of people just live together and have kids and just end up together without having to get married, without marriage at all. I think marriage here is just more of a legal binding in a way. It's just like, okay, you're buying a house, so you're married. So after you die, your property, your house, your cars will go to your wife, that kind of thing. So it's just more like a legal procedure that you go through. But most people don't really care about getting married. I know a lot of friends who, you know, have kids and they're not married. So yeah. I'm 23. I don't think I'm at the age to worry about getting married right now.
So young.
Yeah, I feel like maybe like 27, 28, and then maybe have kids by 28. I don't know.
Yes, the people saying that marriage is the end of the freedom. We give up the freedom when we go to the similar relationship. Can you believe that is true, or do you have any idea about that?
Oh my God. I would say marriage is not the end of freedom, but I feel like kids is the end of your freedom. Because once you have a kid, you devote your whole life and all of your time and effort into your kid. You can't really, you know, you can't just leave your kid at home and go travel for like a week or two to Europe, you know. So that's a really bad way to think about it. The end of freedom, I don't think it is. I think it depends on what kind of person you're with. For example, my boyfriend's really cool about it. He doesn't care if I go out with my friends until, you know, 12 or 1 a.m. He doesn't care what I wear. He doesn't care if I go to the club and dance or whatever, because he trusts that I'm not gonna, you know, meet guys or whatever, which I'm not having any intention to. But yeah, so we're pretty trustful towards each other, and we give each other freedom to do what we want. So I wouldn't say I feel any less freedom than I had back when I was single. I feel much better now that I have someone to, you know, if I go to work in a long day and I go home and it's an empty house, you know, I hated that. I hated going to school or work a really long day and I'm super tired and I go home and it's just empty. I'm just like, I have no one to talk to. I'm gonna sit here and eat dinner alone. I hated that time. So now it's good to have someone.
Yes, that means we can live together without marriage, without wedding, and we don't care about the trusting by the society. Anything, we don't care about that. That's right. It's very right this moment in American society.
Yeah, so it's pretty normal here. That what you just talked about, people getting in a relationship and then moving in, it's really normal here. I don't think anyone is a normal thing for the society. So no one really has anything bad to say about that. No one's gonna judge you for that because it's really normal. Most people do it anyways. So yeah, I don't think I know that may be a bad thing in Vietnam because you know, you have to be married, you shouldn't be living together. But here it's pretty normal. Nobody's really say anything.
Yes, I think because that happened because Americans is famous for their money and they respect the private entertainment. So everything is very if you don't do anything illegal, you have the right to express your emotions in front of a lot of people in anything, and that is the basic difference with the Vietnamese culture.
Yeah.
Yes, to recognize that. Yes.
Yeah, I would say the Vietnamese culture is a little bit more restrictive. Obviously, you have things that in the society that you can't do, and then if you do, you know, people will say things, which was something I faced when I first came here, because a lot of my family members, I have all of my family blocked on Facebook anyways. I don't have any, besides my mom and my dad, I have everyone blocked because people would see my life and then come in and say things that are really negative. So yeah, obviously there are things that I do that doesn't match with Vietnamese norms or Vietnamese culture, Vietnamese society. Doesn't mean it's wrong. There are, you know, there are different cultures and everything.
Yes.
So do what makes you happy. I think that's all that matters. Obviously I don't encourage, you know, living with random guys, but if you know, if you're in a relationship for long enough, I think it's a good way to tell whether you are compatible too, because before, you know, getting that serious, you know, getting married is really serious legally and, you know, personally. So what if you
Okay.
live together and he's dirty and you don't like him and you feel like, oh, this lifestyle's not my lifestyle?
Hello, Rose. Hello, Rose. Why you late?
Because I have my extra class.
Yes, I guess it. And you can give a big talk with our special guest today and give her some questions you want to know.
I think answer late. Yes, maybe I am a little bit shy.
Don't sigh, because we come here to exchange the culture. This is a Meetup. We feel most comfortable as much as possible. No problem. Don't be shy. Be yourself.
Tina, do you have a relative in US?
I have my aunt, but she doesn't live in the same state. She's in California. So I visit her maybe once a year. The last time I saw her was 2 years ago. But yeah, that's all.
Hi, Gina.
Hello.
Yeah, I see you really love traveling. So are you planning to travel after the pandemic COVID-19?
Yeah, so I actually plan to go to Vietnam next year. I haven't been back home in 2 years, so I'm dying to go. I can't wait to go. But obviously, I want to wait when, you know, the Vietnamese government opened the border and opened the international flights again. I would love to go back. As for traveling, I feel like I will start traveling more next year. I haven't traveled in like a year or two, so I am planning to. I want to go back to Washington DC because that's where a lot of my friends live. Want to go up there and meet my friends. But here, most people are traveling normally now. I think ever since we had the vaccine, most people, the flights are open again and people get their vaccine and they start traveling again. Obviously, it's not as strict like Vietnam. Most people don't really care that much here, which is not a good thing because America has one of the worst, you know, COVID situations. We have almost 600,000 people who died from COVID and millions of people with COVID. But since it's a country of freedom, they don't have the right to restrict a lot of things. So yeah, a lot of people still been traveling. I am planning to maybe next year. But yeah, can't wait, man. I'm so tired of just being in the same place all the time.
Tina, you say about the different culture. So at the first time when you come to America, do you have any difficult to communicate to the student at the same age you? Because we have the different background. We talked about different thing before. So how you did you face this problem and how you face it?
I would say I was very friendly and social. Now thinking back, I'm not sure if people think I was weird because I remember when I first came to school, every single person I see that I think will be friendly, I think that are friendly, I would come and say, hi, where are you from? Now thinking back, I feel like that's a little bit weird. I don't know if I would do that again, but it helped me be super social, and I introduced myself to a lot of people on campus and got to know a lot of friends. I would say fundamentally, there are differences. So I think it's important to be observant, to always, when you go into a room, when you go into a restaurant, when you go to class, it's important to be observant and look at what other people are doing, and then try to like copy it, so that you're not weird, or so that you don't stand out too much. That's what I always did. I go to order food, and I just came, I don't know what to order. For example, they have sandwich bar where you order what to put on your sandwich, and I don't know most of the names of the stuff on there. There are different kind of meat, different kind of cheese, different kind of sauce to put on a sandwich, and I was just like, I don't know any of this. But then I hear the girl in front of me say something, and then I'm like, oh, I want that. Just so I learn what that means and what that is. So yeah, I think it's important to try to observe everyone and try to blend in. Yeah, trying to think of something that culturally super different. Oh, one of the things I talked to Jolie too about is that people don't ask about age or money here. I think those are the two most important thing. You don't ask about someone's salary. That's considered extremely rude and unacceptable. You can't ask about someone's salary. You shouldn't ask how much things are. If someone tell you, oh, I just bought a new car, it's like, it's never appropriate to ask, oh, how much is it? It's never appropriate to ask about money. So I think that's one of the things I learned. Even in a company, when you get paid, you don't know how much other people make. You know how much you make. But same thing with grade. Even in class, if they hand out exams, they hand out straight to you. You don't know how much, what your classmates' grades are. You don't know what other people are doing in class in terms of performance. So I think that's pretty cool because it doesn't create an environment where you feel like you're failing in class or you feel like you're not good enough compared to your peers.
That's the same in the same in Vietnam. The salary is the second thing. But after we saving amount of money, every employer add together and they know each other.
Yeah.
Yes, I think nothing is. I think it's not impossible to keep secrets by ourselves.
Yeah. Because people ask.
We want to reveal anything. No one to make us to make secrets by ourselves.
Yeah, here it's different. You can't really ask how much anyone make. That's why you see friends who have big house and big cars, and you're just like, what are they doing? Like, how are they making this money? But yeah, that's one of the things. You say bless you when someone sneezes. I thought that was pretty. Once you sneeze, someone say bless you. all the time. So at one point, I started saying bless you to people who sneeze, even though I don't really know why. But yeah. What else? People hold doors too. I think that's one of the cool things. Most people, when they go in front of you and they see you're coming, they will hold the door for you to wait for you to come, so you don't have to open the door yourself. Yeah. And obviously the queuing culture, which is everybody has to wait in line till their turns. Doesn't matter where you are. Gas station, you know, grocery store, at school, it doesn't matter. Whatever, the bank, you come and you wait in line for your turn. I like that. What else?
What salary the entrepreneur will pay for the student who just graduated in US? I want to know the differences between Vietnam and US. For example, in your major.
In my major, so I do digital marketing. I would say social media manager. I would say starting out $35,000 to $40,000 a year. I don't know how much that equates to monthly. Then you have tax too. You have to pay tax, and tax is different in every state. So you have to pay federal tax, which is the same for the whole country, and then you have state tax. That depends on where you live. In my state, I don't have state tax, so that saves me a bunch of money. Let's say $35,000. That would be $2,200 a month starting out. And my major is one of the low paid. So if you do IT, you're set. If you do IT, you have so much money, man. IT and, you know, computer science, IT, healthcare, those are like the really high paid jobs in America. You make so much money. I would say IT starting out, you would make 60,000 a year maybe. And that's probably like 4,000 a month after tax. So yeah, it's really good. But then, you know, you have rent and you have bills to pay, and you
And I know that you get some earlier graduate in your school in this year, that year, 2 years ago, and you
3
belong
years.
to the years ago. You graduated in 2016.
Oh yeah, 2 years ago, yeah.
Belong to 1% staff of your class or your school, and I think you have paid a lot of effort for your studying, and you get and you achieve excellent achievement for your learning, and after that you got the dream job, like your passion in the beverage company, right? And for during the time you working for them, do you feel this? Do you work under depressed or not?
I would say most of jobs or environments, doesn't matter school or jobs, they're really serious, and everything's really professional and organized. So I feel like as long as you are following the rules, you are on time. Everything's super on time. If you have a meeting at 8, it's exactly 8. It's the moment where it turned from 7:59 to 8 that everybody comes. So you have to be extremely on time, at least for my job, always on time. You can't be 1 minute late. Everything's really organized. I don't think it's super stressful. I really like my job. Obviously, there are goals that we have to meet for the job. So it's hard, but you have a team to work with. People work with you and help you. I would say it's just my job. I would say there are other jobs that are stressful. But my job personally, I haven't felt super stressed. It's just really busy at times and I get tired, you know, burn out from work, but I wouldn't say I'm stressed or, you know, mad about it. So far, I haven't haven't run into anything that makes me angry or upset. But yeah, everyone takes their job really seriously. So in bigger companies or in more serious companies, you know, if you have a deadline, you make sure you meet that deadline because timeliness is really important. Everything has to be on time.
And this is the first company you work for them after graduating, right?
No, so this is the second the first year after college, I had an internship for same kind of job, but for a tech company. That was really cool too. I really liked it, but then I eventually got this job because it's much better opportunity for me to grow. But yeah, very happy right now.
And the reason why you quit the past job, the previous job, and you come with this opportunity. You want to change the environment, or you want to change anything?
Mainly is opportunity for growth. So the other company is really small, and you know, eventually I don't have anywhere to move up to. I'll forever be in my position. But this is a much bigger company, and they have a whole department for marketing. So, you know, I feel like eventually if I do a good job, 5 years, I can get promoted to a better position, better pay. So that's one of the main reasons. Because I don't feel like I'm gonna stay forever at a place where I can't go anywhere or grow or get promoted. So yeah, that's why I changed.
And is it hard to look for the reasonable job in there? It's hard. Is it hard?
I would say it depends on the job. So for my major, social media is super competitive because everybody wants to work in social media, and it's pretty easy, so everybody can work in social media. So I would say it's super competitive. But for jobs like, you know, nursing or anything in the medical field, software engineer, IT field, it's much easier because they're always needing people for those, and there's not as many people. So I feel like as long as you have a good background, you know, in school, and you have good experience, you do good in your interviews, it's not really that hard. It's not easy, but it's not super hard. Yeah, for this job, I had to interview 5 times. I went through 5 rounds of interviews to finally get the position. So it was a really long process.
Actually, you were hired for excellence position in this company. You are the manager of the society manager, and I think you have the great opportunity, great option in your company now, and congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, so far everything's been great. Yeah, everyone seems to be very talented and hardworking in my company, so I really like that. Super fair.
And super fair, yes.
Everything's really fair. That's one of the things I like about schooling and work here. You work hard and you get somewhere.
Miss Hingar, do you have something to ask Tina?
I don't have any question.
Tina, are you living in Vietnam certainly?
No, I'm in the US right now.
So what food do you like in Vietnam?
What's my favorite Vietnamese food?
Yeah. What?
Oh man, I don't know, everything. I like a bánh cuốn. Bánh cuốn is my favorite. If I had to pick one, bánh cuốn thịt nướng.
Yeah.
And yeah, bánh cuốn is my favorite.
Yeah. So, and do you have any different in this pandemic, COVID-19? Do you have any difficult?
Oh, at the beginning year, but I've had my vaccine for a long time now. I got my vaccine back in March, and I got my booster shot, my third dose last week. So I feel really safe. I wouldn't say I have any difficulty. And the United States is not like Vietnam. It's not as restrictive. I prefer it to be more restrictive because here it feels like nobody cares about COVID. You know, people go outside without masks. People don't really watch for other people's health. So that's why it's really bad here. I don't know if you hear on the news, but COVID in the US is really bad all the time. It hasn't got better. So yeah, I wouldn't say personally I experienced any difficulty so far. Yeah, it right now it feels like there's no COVID anymore in the US, even though there is, but life feels like there's not. You know, music festivals, concerts and stuff like that still going on. I just feel like there's no COVID anymore, even though it's still bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yes,
the same in Ho Chi Minh City. That you get out and you don't really know that they need to have that they have COVID. Everybody right on the street, and now the store is open again and people gathering together. So,
Yeah, here people don't really care. Not sure if it's a good thing, but that's what it is.
Do you have any funny story? Can you remember where is the best moment in your life at the beginning? You come at the beginning, the beginning day. You go to the America. Everything is very strange to you. And how do you come over with that challenge? Live without the reality, without the parents, without the everything change of you. How can you come over this situation?
I would say is as long as I'm busy with work or school, I don't have time to sit down and miss home. But I would say one of the biggest things is obviously homesickness. It will never go away. I mean, right now I'm still, I miss my family and I miss friends and I miss Vietnamese food. I just miss Vietnam. I don't think it will ever go away, but I would say that's one of the biggest struggle I had, if I have to describe. Because it just feels like sometimes you have no one. And that's probably one of the worst things. If you're going through something, you have a horrible day at work, you're sick, like if you're at home, like when I'm at home, when I'm sick, my parents would help me cook or they would bring me stuff. But now I have my boyfriend, but before I had him, most of the time in school, it felt like I had no one, especially when I'm sad or when I miss home or when I'm sick, you always feel like you're alone. It's like, who am I gonna call, or who's gonna help me do this? I think that's one of the worst feelings, and it sucks a lot of times. But I mean, I came here for a reason, and it was my choice. I chose to come here. So in those times, I can't really, complain or blame anyone because it was my choice. So that's how I dealt with it. I was like, I chose to come here. I know that this is gonna happen. I knew that I'm gonna miss home. But yeah, working for a better future, whatever the goal is, there are times like that. I would say a lot of students who come here to struggle with their mental health, and a lot of people are depressed, or there are cases like that, which is really sad. But I think the main reason is that you don't have a base of support. You don't have friends that are very close to you, like all of your close friends back home. And it's not easy to make friends here in the US because everybody's too focused on their own life. Nobody's really willing to have a connection, like a deep connection with you in a friendship way. So yeah, it sucks. I miss my family, but
You get lots easier. You get lots easier or difficult to get a close relationship, especially with you can find a cellmate you can share with him or her the sad story or the funny story you have got. Your partner, your boyfriend is your half life, but you everything wrong to you can talk to him and you find another person to talk. And have you ever find out any person to share about it?
I would say I have one or two close friends that I can talk to a lot of things about. But most of the time I talk to my mom. I think the only person that I would talk about everything is my mom. Even him, there are things that he doesn't understand. He's American. There are things that no matter how much he tries to understand, he won't, because he's never experienced it. Like sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm so homesick. He's never experienced it. He's never moved to another country. His parents live pretty close to him. So, he doesn't know what it feels like. So things like that, I don't think he's the best person to tell, because if I say, hey, I'm homesick, I'm really sad, and he's like, why don't you just call your mom? And I'm just like, bro, that's not the same thing, bro. Like, it's not at all. But yeah, there are things that he doesn't understand. But I have some close friends who are in the same situation, who came to the US to study and live alone, that I can sympathize with and talk to.
You become stronger. You become stronger girl. You become stronger.
Yeah, I feel like I've become really strong in the past. I used to cry a lot about different things, but I feel like after years of struggling, now I'm just like, yeah, like whatever. But yeah,
I'm very recognize that your appearance now like American, more Vietnamese girls, American girls there. Yes, you like American girls, Vietnamese girls. And what language can you do? You talk with your mom, your family, English or Vietnamese too?
oh, Vietnamese.
Vietnamese, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, and a long time you live American. Do you feel a little? You feel a little a long distance? A long distance may you feel lonely, or may you feel lost connection with your relatives in your hometown?
I feel like I definitely have lost connection with a lot of my friends, because we don't really talk. And after 5 or 6 years, all of my friends are from high school and from a long time ago. After 5 years, we all grew up and we all turned into different people. you know, back in high school we're kids, but now we're actually adults. We have jobs and responsibility. So I feel like part of it is just growing up is that I lost friends because I'm starting to not we're not compatible anymore in some, you know, we have different views, different ways of living. So I would say yeah. But fundamentally, mom and dad, no, I don't. I talk to them almost every week. I message my mom every day, but I call them every week. Our relationship's really good. I have 1 or 2 best friends in my hometown that I still talk to sometime, and the connection still there. I would say I forgot a lot of Vietnamese, which is not a good thing. Because you know, people don't understand, and they would say, you've only been there for 5 years, you know, how can you forget it? But language is about, that's the thing for English too. If you don't speak English every day, you forget things. Same thing for me. I don't speak Vietnamese that often. You know, I don't have anyone to speak Vietnamese to. At work, I speak English. My boyfriend, I live with him, I speak English. The only time I speak Vietnamese with my mom. So I've actually forgotten a lot of words. A lot of times. Today, I actually went out with one of my Vietnamese friends, and we were thinking about pistachio. I don't know if you know what pistachio is, but
It's
hold
the
on.
name of Korea drama.
No, it's a kind of nut.
I know. Hạt
Hạt
dẻ.
dẻ, đúng không? Hạt dẻ. And today, me and my friend was sitting for 30 minutes trying to figure out what it's called in Vietnamese. We're like, what is pistachio? Like, because we haven't used it in so long. So yeah, we have to Google it. And we're like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot this word. But yeah, it's things like that you don't use enough. I forgot a lot of words. And sometimes I talk to my mom and I'm like, what is this word in Vietnamese? I don't understand. I can't figure out what to tell her sometimes. And then I have to Google stuff and then I know what to tell her. But
sorry, just on the meeting. I have one question. How old are you, Tina?
I'm 23. I'm 23.
Yeah, you're younger than me. By the way, I'm not living in Vietnam too.
So,
So it's-
come proudly. Yes. 40
so
years.
yeah, I understand it. The thing that you forget your native language, no matter tongue.
Why? What did you?
Where are you now?
Yeah, because I speak 3 languages, and Vietnamese is not the language that I speak daily. And yeah, I'm speaking Spanish mainly, and also I speak English when I'm at work. And
Where do you
and
live?
also I live in Barcelona, Spain. And
Oh wow, that's cool.
yeah, I'm working on Catalan too because they speak Catalan here. I mean, this is a bilingual city, and they speak Catalan and Spanish. And but you know, everybody speaks Spanish, so that's why I learned Spanish first. But I'm working on Catalan and I'm working French as well. And yeah, I use Spanish daily. I speak to friends, and whenever I go out, everybody speaks Spanish. When I'm at work, I speak English, and I don't often use Vietnamese because I don't have a lot of Vietnamese friends in here.
Yeah.
And yeah, I only speak Vietnamese when I talk to my parents, when I talk to my friends in Vietnam. Yeah, so yeah, I get you, and I forget a lot of words. I struggle at finding how to say them in Vietnamese. Like the pistachio was like I didn't really
What is
know how to say that in
pistachio?
Vietnamese.
Today we went to
I think it's called hạt
yeah.
dẻ cười, something like that.
Hạt dẻ, yeah.
Also something like just like a lot of nuts. I just don't know how to say them in Vietnamese, like chestnuts. How to say that? How to say that in Vietnamese?
Chestnuts là gì ta?
I don't know.
What would you say, Joe? What?
Chestnut. What is chestnut? Bro, why are you giving me more words?
I don't know. It's just like it's winter here and people eat chestnuts and it's like, how do you call it?
Chestnut.
It's really good for winter. It's like they just burning it on the streets. It smells really, really good.
But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
People think you're pretending, especially, people think you're pretending to be cool by forgetting Vietnamese, but really, it's really, I don't think it's cool at all. I struggle
Yeah, just
sometimes to talk to my mom.
Yeah, because
I
people don't
understand.
about the logistics.
Yeah, I understand about this problem because when I live in Korea, I don't remember about English and Vietnamese. I just, when I say with my mother about house, I just remember Korean. It's
Yeah,
cheap,
yeah,
and I don't know what word is Vietnamese. I don't know how to say. Sometimes this is a big problem.
Yeah, because when you're, it's become like a reflex for you. Everything you think of is in English. Like if you see something, you think about it in English.
Yeah.
You want to say hi to my friend?
She's so red as fuck.
Huh?
You're hot, like you're red.
I know, bro.
So
I'm sweaty.
This girl he's talking to is coming, and she's bringing Malibu because she said, "What do they drink?" So she
don't want to
bought
party.
Malibu for
Here,
you.
you can say hi. Here.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
Shut the fuck up,
Hello.
bro. Here, talk for 2 minutes.
Dude, I'm busy, man.
Come on.
I'm working.
You're not working.
I am.
Nice to meet you.
Hello.
Hello.
I'm gonna say
You can count from 1 to 5.
what?
You can count from 1 to 5.
When you practice Vietnamese, you can
Mo hai ba bon nam.
good.
Is that the boyfriend?
Yes, this is my
Oh,
little
he
boy
looks.
right here.
He reminds me of my old friend. He looks kind of creepy. Sorry to say that.
I like pretty.
No, not creepy, but a little
Deb.
bit hippie.
Oh,
you know?
Deboe.
Yeah, like the long hair and a little bit, messy hair. But just
Say they're beautiful.
There's guys there. What?
Okay, just say it to the girls.
I just say Deboe. I don't have to say Deboe.
Okay. Good. Thanks.
Okay.
He's fixing his car, so
That's what I've been doing for like the past 3 hours.
yeah.
So, and she stole the heater from me. So I'm
This
gonna
is
go
cold,
put it
man.
in the garage. So I'm not.
Where's friends coming over? I don't.
Bye.
What a picture.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
None. Bye.
What?
It's almost 12 and he inviting people over, man.
What a
I just
picture.
wanna, huh?
What a picture.
What is? He's going to school for IT. He's almost graduating soon, and then he's working at the hospital. Nurse assistant. So he helps wiping people asses. Nói tiếng Việt sao nhỉ? Kiểu thay ống tiểu.
Điều
Chùi
dưỡng.
mông.
Điều dưỡng.
Điều dưỡng đúng rồi. Yeah. Kiểu lấy cái gì sugar level, cái mức đường cho mấy người tiểu đường. Like those
Older
kind of
people.
things.
Older
Yeah,
person.
yeah. So older people, and most of the time, just checking their temperature, checking their heart rate, stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I can do that. I'm not good at healthcare at all. Working
Me
with older
too.
people. Yeah.
I cannot take care anything else.
Yes. And you owe the doctor in your home by yourself.
Huh?
And now you own the private doctor by yourself.
Private doctor?
You have your own the nurse in your home.
He's not really a nurse.
But he can take care of you.
Can he? Most of the time I take care of him.
I think he clean the house and cook the meal and watch this. Is that no?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's taken care of, I would say. I was gonna say he actually had COVID back in May, so 6 months ago. Yeah, so he didn't get the vaccine, so he got COVID. It was pretty bad. He was in bed for like 2 weeks straight. At one point I had to take him to the hospital because he couldn't breathe. And they gave him a steroid to inject, like to put into his nose, and all kind of stuff. But yeah, he got better and he recovered, but it was pretty scary. I was really scared because a lot of people died here from COVID. So not just here, I mean in Vietnam too. So I was really scared. I was like, please don't die. I mean, like, I don't want to be alone, please. Like,
So scared, right?
yeah. But yeah, I had the vaccine, so I was fine. I didn't really got too sick, but
Yes. The vaccine is rescues us out of the disease, rescues out of the death.
what?
The vaccine only rescue us out of the disease.
Yeah.
Rescue us out of the death.
Yeah. So I'm glad I'm not dying. I actually have my vaccine card. Okay, I got it the other day.
And you get full dose. You get full dose vaccine. You have get.
So the first one I got was 1 dose vaccine. It was the Johnson vaccine, so it was only 1 dose. And last week I got another dose for a booster, for extra safety. So yeah, I'm good now. I'm not scared to get COVID now or die from COVID. But yeah, it's really scary.
That is also the certificate for you to travel outside.
No, so it depends on where you go. I think for Vietnam, I have to contact the embassy, Đại sứ quán. Yeah, Vietnam embassy, and then they will issue an official form to validate my vaccine. So this doesn't work. I have to show this, and then I have to pay a fee, and they will send me an official form, and then I can use that to go to Vietnam. But yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it's quite late and the lunch is coming, so it's really nice.
Yeah. Y'all should go eat.
Thanks for your sharing today. We get a lot of funny stories from you. We get a lot of valuable stories from you, and we get a lot of motivation in studying English and how to get better, get professional in the future in our learning English journey. And if you free, I can invite you some another day so we can talk about a topic in detail so that we have a chance to know each other.
Yes. So one of the last thing I want to say is, I said this before, but English is just a language. So I feel like nowadays people make it too much of a, importance. It's like, oh, how much is your IELTS? Like if your English is good, you seem smarter in a way. Like people make it seem that way, but it's not. So enjoy, learning, and don't make it, too much big of a deal. So enjoy learning and have fun learning it, and feel confident with your skill set, because everyone is learning. It's a second language. You're not born a genius to speak 5 languages from day one. So it is a process. So please be patient, and I feel like everyone has a really good foundation. You can communicate, I can understand you. I think that's one of the most important thing. It is a language and it's for communication. So don't stress too much, on accents or pronunciation. As long as you have good vocabulary, as long as you know how to convey your ideas, then your purpose for the language is achieved, because you can communicate. But yes,
Yes,
that's all.
and yes, and yes, we thanks for yes, and I'm also present to say sorry to you if any question don't match or don't suitable to your situation, your situation or your circumstances, because we don't know, because we are the beginning learner, and sometimes we get the mistake in thinking, in pronunciation, and in express our idea. Maybe yes, it's easy to get the mistake. Yes, the mistake. So anything share with us, anything? Okay, no problem.
Yeah, I think it's a learning environment. I really like the group, the way it works, and the useful information and all the activities you have for everyone. So I think it's a really good environment. So yeah, I hope we have more members, and everyone can have a good place to learn and meet new people. Yeah, thank you guys for spending your time with me today. I had fun. I was really excited to talk to everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Happy to see you
Tina.
soon. Happy to see you soon. And,
Okay,
have a nice weekend.
Thank you. If I mean, you have my Facebook. If if anyone has any question or want to reach out, I have you can reach out on Facebook. Always available. Okay, bye guys. Have a good day.
Bye.
Good weekend.
See you on group single.
Not anymore. I'm taken. Not anymore.
No, more time. We need you.
Okay, I will.
See you
Bye.
later.
Thank
Bye,
you.
guys.
And nice weekend.
Thank you.